everybody. How we doing? What's going on? Can you hear me? Thumbs up. Oh, I got to bring up my chat here. Give me thumbs up if you can hear me. You gotta start there like we always do. Do I want to zoom this in at all? No, maybe not. Okay. Yes, can hear you. Thanks, Adam. Awesome. How's everybody doing today? What a crazy day. Where do I even start? My name is Rob, and this is my weekly Tuesday live stream that I do every week. Oh, somebody's waking up. Just settle down, Peanut. Lay down. Lay down. She's just getting comfortable. Lay down. There you go. Okay, cool. So I have 3 cameras set up today. This one, there's that one there, and also my iPhone. I've got my iPhone set up as well. Hello. So I can transfer between all of those. But yeah, no, today has been a crazy, crazy day. I'm doing something a little bit different. And I don't know if you're here, you may not have noticed, but I just uploaded and posted another video today. So far I have posted 2 shorts and 2 YouTube long form videos today. And then with this live stream, that'll be 5 things today. So yeah, and I guess you could probably, if you watch the one I just uploaded, you don't have to do it now, but you can if you want. That kind of explains what I'm doing, but I'll explain it here as well. It's a short one. It's like 3.5 minutes, I think. But yeah, basically the one I did this morning was a 10-minute video on eye contact, making eye contact with the camera, why it's important. I gave you 5 reasons why. But in addition, and if you're in Creators Cove, you probably know this, but I mentioned in there that I created 2 videos in one go, in one recording, one setting. And I did that a couple days ago. I actually had to do it twice because I messed up the first time. So I recorded myself recording another video. So that other video within the video is what I posted this morning. And the overall behind the scenes video, I'm still finishing up the editing of that, and it'll go out tomorrow. Okay? But in the meantime, I was just sitting here and I was thinking, I should do a quick little explainer video just to tell people what I'm doing. Because it just dawned on me that it's only the people in Creators Cove that know what I was doing. So I put together a 3-minute video. I filmed it at 10 after 1. And so, what is it? 5 after 2. Less than an hour ago, I filmed it, and it's already on YouTube. So that's how quick I made that. I think I only had 1 false start, and I did not create bloopers in that. So if you like my bloopers, I'm sorry to disappoint. There's no bloopers in that video. So anyways, that's what's going on here. So let me know how you're doing. Who's in here? And let me just go to the chat. And go through that. And yeah, let me know where you're watching from. I'm always interested to know that. I almost didn't do today's live stream because I kind of wrenched my back last night and I could hardly walk. And I had a horrible sleep last night. And that's what sucks about being over 40. Well, that's what sucks about being 55. Right? I think I just stood up from my chair wrong yesterday, and it's like, uh-oh, what did I do? And then I figure I'm gone for a few days. But anyways, I'm all right now. I've got some meds in me. So we're doing it. Yeah, so let me just quickly go through the chat here. Oh, let me throw the overlay on so you can see kind of what I've got planned for the day. Again, this will be a 2-hour live stream. In the past, I've gone much beyond 2 hours, like sometimes 4 hours, I think was my longest one. But I'm going to try to limit these to 2 hours because 4 hours is just too long for you and for me. But 2 hours is a nice number. It allows me to get through all the chats, answer all your questions. Incidentally, as I'm going through these chats, I do tend to lag behind anything you post. So once you post anything, like if you have a question or anything like that, it might take 15 plus minutes before I get to your question. So apologize in advance for that, but I try to give everybody equal time in the chat. And if you've been to these live streams, you know kind of how that goes. So let me go right to the chat and see who is here. We have, and I can display your chats online like this. That's a good place. I can kind of move it around. I think that's a good spot for it. Bodwin Meyer. Hello, how you doing? And you said DJI mic, so let's get right into it. You obviously watched one of the video I posted this morning where I sported the new DJI mic right here. So yes, this is my new toy. I bought this last week, and I love it. So I needed to do this for that experiment when I kind of made 2 videos in one go, because I had, well, it's not there now, I just moved it, but my main shotgun mic, which is here, I had over there for the for that video. But when I was doing the behind the scenes part and I actually had to stand up and go over there and talk to my iPhone, I had this on. So I was able to, so I had this recording the whole time, and that allowed me, when I synced everything up, to switch between this microphone and that microphone. And it's kind of neat too, because you can hear the difference, right? The difference in quality. Even with the recording on this microphone, and just so you know, this is what it looks like. You open the lid, there's actually 2 transceivers or transmitters, in case I ever wanted to do an interview and there's 2 people in the video at once. You can each wear one of these. And then there is a receiver, which is this part right here. And I have the iPhone attachment on it right now. I don't know if you can see that. So that just plugs into my iPhone. And what's cool about that is when I'm using this, first of all, these will work up to 800 feet away from this, as long as there's nothing in the way. If there's something in the way, then it won't be 800 feet, but it still might be 50 feet, 100 feet, whatever. Probably more than you need. So what's cool, 2 things are cool about this. Number one, whatever I'm saying into this is not on right now. I'm only using this mic. But whatever I say into this gets transmitted to this and right into the iPhone. Or if I want to plug it into the camera, I can, to like a camera like this or like this. And then there's no audio syncing needed, right? The audio is already in there. The better audio is already in there. If this is plugged into the iPhone, then this becomes the mic, and the iPhone mic isn't used at all. It's shut off. So that's cool. But what I like even better, and in fact, the way I used it, these little guys here have onboard storage, and you can record directly to these. They bill it as like a backup track. So you can be sending your audio to your phone and recording here, so that if this ever did cut out for whatever reason, you have a good copy right here. Well, I'm so used to syncing audio to video anyways, I just use what was on this. And this will hold, I think, like 15 hours worth of audio, and it just keeps adding to the end, so you don't ever have to delete stuff off the back end. It just drops off. And anyways, awesome. This is awesome. And it comes with wind protector as well. Like I say, it comes with two of these microphones, and you can set them up in stereo if you want, or for interviewing somebody else. So anyway, yeah, DJI mic. I'm not going to be spending this much time on everybody's comment or question, but this is something I wanted to talk about. I wanted to let you guys know that I love this and plan to use it a little bit more. I don't think the audio sounds as good as this mic, especially when I do the processing to my audio that I do. But it's darn close. And maybe if I processed it a little bit differently, I could get it sounding even better. But if you check out that video, well, actually, it's the video going out tomorrow, the behind the scenes, the longer one. That video, you will get some of this mic and that mic, and I actually say on the screen when I switch back and forth, so you can see the difference. Okay, so yeah, cool. Moving right along. Let's go here. Dancing Alone with Rendles. Hey there, all. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Where's Miss Peanut? I saw that before the chat. She's laying comfortably over there. I can't see with that on, but there she is. She's doing just fine. Good Dutch evening, everybody. Good Dutch evening. And it's an afternoon here in Nova Scotia, just after 2 o'clock. Hiya, Peanut. Patricia Harrigan. How you doing, Patricia? Good morning from Idaho. Idaho. So yeah, it is just morning in Idaho, I would suppose. 3 hours behind, I think. 11 a.m. in Idaho, or maybe even 10 a.m. Kim's Healing Journey. Hi, Rob, and everyone else. Hello, Kim. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you again. Haha, love seeing your face, Rob, but gotta admit, Peanut seems like she really enjoys being on camera. LOL. Oh, yeah, she just loves it. Just loves it. Oh, my. I tend to try to take advantage of her. Like, I should be making a video right now because she's laying exactly where I typically like to start my videos out with her there, but she doesn't always comply, so... Anyway, oh, incidentally, just so you know, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but my background today is not as blurry as it usually is, and that's because I don't have the big 16 millimeter lens on this camera. I still have it on that camera, which is why, well, no, the background's not blurry because Peanut's the one in focus, but if I put my hand here, see how blurry the background gets? That's because I have that lens on there, and I can show you here. So the lens I have on that A6400 now is just the standard kit lens that comes with it. I think it's, what does it say? 16 to 50 mils, f3.5 to 5.6. And then I've got the Sigma lens over on this camera. Okay, and that's the ZVE10. And that's the lens that I love to use when I make my videos, because that one makes the background blurry. That is why. No other reason than that. It's not, you can't zoom it though. You can't zoom that lens. This one you can a little bit. 16 to 50. 16 to 50 is what you, and you can just do that by twisting the lens like that. If I can do that without my arm being in the way. So there, that would be the 50, and that would be the 16. Or 16 or 15? 16. Anyway, so yeah, that's why the background isn't so blurry today. I just left the lenses like this. So there you go. Who is Rob? You guys are all here for Peanut, I know it. 6T plus, hello, how you doing? Evening from Ireland. Welcome. My son spent about 2 weeks in Ireland a few weeks ago, no, several months ago actually. Went over to Ireland to see his girlfriend. LM Schmidt, hello, how you doing? Good to see you. The Weezer, hey everyone, Lee H, but my handle is the Weezer. Oh, Lee from Creators Cove, very good, how you doing? From Michigan, I believe. I'm going to Michigan on Friday. Big Lions game on Sunday night that I'm going to be at. I will be back in time for my live stream next week, but I'm looking forward to that. Big Lions fan here. I'm going to go to Ford Field. And if you're outside of North America, you may not know what any of that means. It's American football. For those of you in the United States, it's football. But yeah, there you go. I love it. Adam, yes, can hear me. There we go. So what am I? I'm 15 minutes behind, exactly. Exactly. Video is sharp. How you doing, Adam? Good to see you. Pamela Powers, hello, Pam. How you doing? From San Francisco area, I believe. Thanks for stopping in again. Hans Wenzel, how you doing, Hans? Good to see you. Sound is softer as the start music. Takes 5 seconds to adapt to it. Sound is softer. Oh, for the DJI mic? That could very well be. Yeah, and I could probably adjust that just with the volume as well. Have I considered a Peanut channel? I have indeed. And you aren't the first one to suggest that to me. It's a popular idea. I would just have to come up with... I mean, I could just set up a live stream and have you guys just watch her all day and just follow her around all day. That'd be the easiest video I ever make. I could do that. Yeah, in fact, I have created a channel for that, so I may actually be taking you a little bit serious. So more on that later. That's just a fun thing. Like who knows? I mean, who knows? It probably would be a whole lot more popular than this one. Hear you loud and clear. I saw. Very good. Lee H. Thumbs up. I was halfway through it and then jumped in here. Cool. I'm interested to see what the stats of that one would be. So, well, 106. No, that's the live stream. 106 people have seen the live stream so far. What's going on? 58 people have viewed that video so far. Cool. And 430 so far, the one that I put out this morning. Awesome. Thanks, guys. That's great. Randall Taylor. How you doing, Randall? Watching from Splendora, Texas. Very good. Texas is beautiful. I was there last year. Last year I saw a football game in Texas. The Cowboys and who'd they play? The Seahawks. And then we drove to New Orleans and saw my Lions. I sneezed last week, back out. I feel you. Yeah. Actually, I've had to sneeze a couple times since I put my back out yesterday, and it's a scary thought. Knowing the sneeze is coming, it's like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? I got to sneeze, so, but I don't want to hurt my back. How do I stand? What do I sit? Do I stand? What do I do? Getting old sucks sometimes. Patricia is watching from smoky southwest Idaho. I have never been to Idaho, but I think I'd love it. I think it sounds beautiful. Love your image of the cat too, by the way. Actually, that looks a lot like a rag doll. No, or maybe a Himalayan. Peanut is a rag doll, for those who are interested. Jose Eli Torres. Hi from Puerto Rico. Hello, Jose. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. The video is stuttering a bit. Is it just for me? I don't know. Hopefully, I don't think I'm doing anything different. But hopefully it fixed itself. I'm not doing a whole lot on the upload side here. I don't have a huge upload connection, but and that's why I only upload at 1080p, and that's why I only upload to one place as well. I have 15 megabits per second upload speed. 900 down, but only 15 up. With our cable connection. So that's usually enough though. But yeah, if you're seeing stuttering in the video, problem could be on my end, problem could be on your end. Never really know. Tracy, hello, how you doing, Tracy? Forget the over 40 YouTube crowd. I'm going after the breathe slightly wrong and can't move for a day crowd. Yeah, that's maybe over 50 crowd, I think. But yeah, it's a lot easier to throw my back out now, as I'm sure a lot of you can attest. Video not stuttering for Adam. Okay. Narrowing down. Maybe it is just hands. Hopefully that corrects itself for you. Leah Grant. Hi, everyone from New Brunswick, Canada. Fellow Maritimer, how you doing? New Brunswick, for those who don't know, is the province just north of me here in Nova Scotia. So yeah, our northern neighbor. And for those who don't know where that is, New Brunswick is right beside Maine. Okay, Maine, United States, New Brunswick, they're right side by side, and then Nova Scotia, we're actually south of Maine. I bet a lot of you Americans may not have known that, but we're just a little bit north of Boston and over. So, and a whole new time zone that you don't have in the United States, but we have it here, and that's the Atlantic time zone. That's why it's 2:20 here, but it's only 1:20 in Boston, Toronto, New York. That's where we are. I have a set of the DJI, like them. Awesome. Yeah, so far so good. I thought I'd upgrade the wired lapel mic that I had been using outside. Now I haven't used these outside yet, but I plan to. I don't know if I'll get a chance to do it this week, but maybe I'll try to before I go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Marcel Dada, how you doing, Marcel? Hi all from Abuja, Nigeria. Awesome, welcome. And the Riopel room, Riopel. I think that's Riopel room. How you doing? From Arizona. Welcome. Beautiful country there. Sigma makes great lenses. Yeah, I love that one. I love it. Love it. It's simple. The only thing, it doesn't have stabilization in it. So if I don't do this very often. It's been a long time since I've done it, but if I were to hold that camera in my hand and walk around, it would be shaky. There's no stabilization in the lens. And in my cameras, there's no stabilization either. These, if I were to, get more expensive cameras, you can get stabilization right in the cameras, but then some lenses offer that as well. Of course, the other thing you could do is put the whole thing on a gimbal, and then that stabilizes things, but I'm not prepared to spend that extra money yet, since I'm not even making videos outside. And when I do, I tend to just use my iPhone. Works for me. But yeah, I love the Sigma lens. Anaholics, how you doing? Welcome. Hi Rob, the kit lens is probably 10 times better than most YouTubers are using. It looks great. Yeah, I think it looks good too. I don't think the lenses really have anything to do with like the color and the look. I think that's really all in the camera. But the lens, of course, is the amount of zoom and the angle and the f-stop and all that stuff. It's nice to be able to change out your lenses and try different things without having to buy a whole new camera. So I do like that. And yeah, if I'm just using my cameras on tripods, right, then you don't need image stabilization at all. You don't need that because a tripod's pretty stable, unless you put it on a boat, I suppose. Excellent timing. Archetypal Architect, how you doing? Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Excellent timing. I just became available to watch. Perfect. Hope you enjoy. I'll try to catch up here a little bit. Hello from Jackson Heights, New York City, Meadow Outdoors. Hello, Jackson Heights. How you doing? Good to see you. It's not that big a deal. Detroit Lions. Oh, they're a big deal this year. Let me tell you. This might just be their year. Let's go with Joanne Banco. Hello, Joanne. Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping in. I never really understood the big deal about a blurry background unless you were trying to keep things hidden. That's a good point. It's not so much, I'm not really trying to keep things hidden, but what it does, well, there's a couple things. Well, number one, it puts you more in well, it doesn't put you more in focus. It may make it seem like you're more in focus because you're the only thing in focus, right? Everything behind me is blurry. And if there was something in front of me like this, it would be blurry as well if it's focusing on my face. And what's nice about these Sony cameras is they have awesome face recognition and will focus on a face. That's why if I wanted to show you something here, I would have to hide my face to force this to, well, sometimes it does, but sometimes it won't focus on this if my face is in the shot, if that makes sense. So if I slowly move this up, if my face is hidden, then yeah, then it goes in focus. Anyways, yeah, but also, so I use Camtasia as my video editing software, and it has a really cool AI-like feature in it called background remover. That works a whole lot better if the person in the shot, if like me, if I'm the only thing in focus and everything in behind me is not, then I can easily remove the background with just a click. Because that background remover likes the fact that, like, if everything was in focus, the background remover may not work as well, especially if like what I'm wearing blends in more with the background. But yeah, if you wear something more contrasty compared to the background and have the background blurred, then your background can be removed fairly easily without needing a green screen, which I like, which is cool. So there you go. And cats rule. Yeah, they do. They do. In fact, they really do. This is her office. She allows me to work here, which I'm thankful for. She's just having a nap now. Yeah, this is her office. Pineman, how you doing? Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Please share your machine specs. So machine, I'm assuming you mean my computer. My computer is a MacBook Pro from 2021. I bought it in 2023, March, so over a year ago. But it's the 2021 version of the MacBook Pro with an M1 Max chip in it. They've released since the M2 Max, the M3 Max. I don't know if they have the M4 out yet or not. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have the M1 Max chip. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM in it, and I have a 2 terabyte hard drive, which I'm thankful for because right now there's 847 gigabytes remaining on my drive. I've got 1.1 terabytes filled up. I've got a lot of stuff on my computer, and that allows me to wait longer as well before I offload my video projects onto my NAS for storage, right? So you typically, I mean, a lot of times you don't need a hard drive that big if you're just going to be editing off of an SSD hard drive that you're going to plug into your MacBook. That's totally fine. But I load them right into the MacBook. I don't use the external drive except for maybe backups when I'm working on a project. And I just love the fact that I've got 2 terabytes, so I've got lots of space. And I try to keep it at 1 terabyte free. So pretty soon I'm gonna offload some projects. Well, and just so you know, I can share my screen. We'll go here. This is my Finder window, my projects right here. So as you can see here, 847 gigabytes available. That means I've got 1.15 terabytes or so, 1150 gigabytes spoken for, filled up. And this is how many projects I have in my project folder. So we go back. So what I've done today, late August, back to mid-August. I've got pretty much all of August's. So I've got, and even some from July. So I've got a lot. I've got a lot of. I don't need to keep this many here, so I could easily move some of those off now and not, and free up some more space. Okay, but that's kind of a little bit about my workflow, how I do that. Let's see. So yeah, there's my machine specs. I used to use a PC that my son helped me build. It was a gaming PC. If you're looking for a good computer to edit videos on, a video editing computer, the specs for a gaming computer are pretty much the same. They need the same things. You need lots of RAM, you need a good graphics card, preferably a fast processor. The faster the processor, the faster your video editing software will render videos. And I also like a lot of RAM because usually my Google Chrome, my browser, I usually have 20 or more tabs open at one time, and that uses up a lot of RAM as well. Okay, who else? What do we have? Where am I? Maverick, hi there. It's Brighton watching from Ireland. Hello, Brighton. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Just so you are the center of attention in the video. Okay, yeah, to the blurry background. Yeah. And actually, if you're familiar at all with the iPhone, it has, and I'm sure Android phones have something similar. I'm just used to the iPhone. It has something called portrait mode, which tends to take nicer looking pictures, meaning the person is in focus and the background is blurrier. Just helps you draw your eyes to what the subject of your photo or video. Joanne hasn't jumped into Creators Cove yet. It's there waiting for you. I think we have 56 people in there, which is awesome. Lots of active people in there sharing their journeys, helping each other out. Architectural Sheet Metal 101. Hey, Rob. Looking good from here, brother. Thanks. I'm glad. How you doing? James HB, Rob, you've almost got me sold on the whole jumping on YouTube over 40. My teen kids think I'm crazy though. Of course they are, but you're not going to be making videos for them. Keep that in mind. Yes, a lot of us think that YouTube, that's kind of, if we're over 40, over 50 in my case, then, YouTube kind of came along late in our lives, right? Like it came, when did it come? 2007 or 8, I think, is when YouTube started. So yeah, what was I? 30? I don't know. 68, 78, 88, 98, 30. Yeah, I was in my 30s, almost 40 at the time when YouTube was born, but our kids grew up with it. So some of them may think, it's theirs. Like, what are you, dad, mom, doing on my YouTube? But here's the way it works though. Your kids are searching for and watching videos that they're interested in. If us over 40 folk would upload videos that are for over 40 people, then those videos typically won't get suggested to the kids who aren't watching those types of videos. If that makes sense? So if our target audience is people over 40, then YouTube is pretty good at figuring out who our videos are for. If you're a brand new channel, YouTube may need a little more time and a little more data, a few more uploads from you before they figure out who your audience is. But once they get it, they'll start serving your videos to the people who they're intended for. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is YouTube is different for everybody. YouTube is unique for each individual, really, because as it learns what you like to watch, the types of videos, the demographic, like, what age you are, or, the people are in the videos you watch, they'll start serving them to the right people. So us over 40, when we make videos, if they're for people over 40, then those are the people who are going to be watching them, and your kids may never see them, right? And if you think about how many videos are on YouTube, I'm not even going to try to throw out a guess for you as to what the number is, but lots. There are lots of videos on YouTube. So much so that if you're somebody like me and you've spent a lot of time on YouTube researching stuff, just looking at, like, I've spent probably thousands of hours. Well, I don't know, like a lot, 4 years looking at YouTube, hours a day, right? I haven't even scratched the surface as to what is actually out there on YouTube. It's something crazy. Like, I'd have to watch continuously for like 50,000 years in order to be able to watch everything that's on YouTube now. But not only that, like every minute there's another year or so of videos being added. So YouTube is completely different for each individual person. So because of that, I don't buy the argument that everything's been said. There's no audience left for me. There is. There 100% is an audience out there for everybody. I totally believe in that. So, but yeah, it's fun if the kids think we're crazy. That's kind of normal. I think that's probably normal for all generations. I thought my parents were crazy back in the day. My kids think I'm crazy now, so that's just the way it goes. Patricia says, my girl's name is Chewy, and she is part ragdoll. We found her on our farm at 4 weeks and raised her. Oh, very good. Cool. Part ragdoll. Very good. Yeah, she has a very similar look to Peanut. I get it. Just think there are less expensive ways to accomplish that. Yep, there certainly is. There certainly is. And keep in mind that this whole blurry background thing, that's a little bit more than you need to do. You don't need that, and you don't really ever need to remove your background. That's a nicety, right? For someone just starting on YouTube, even for people who have been on YouTube for a long time, you really don't need to spend a lot of money. You can use your phone. There are people with very successful channels out there that maybe they just talk to their phone. That's all they ever do. Most of us have phones. And most of those phones have cameras, video cameras. Record yourself in there. Everything else could be free, as long as you light your face up right. And even then, that could be accomplished by just going outside and using the sun, or just daylight. Yeah, that's all That's all you need. You don't need anything else. It's only when you try to upgrade certain things. You want to sound better? Okay, buy another mic. You want to look better? All right, buy a better camera and or lens or whatever. So, but yeah, definitely not needed. Civil C is from Pakistan. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. See, love you from Pakistan. Very good. Mocha and Chai. Hi, Rob. Buonasera from Italy. Buonasera. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. And it is very cool to have people from all over the world. I love this. This is kind of my favorite part. And it's also interesting. I'm probably the only one, well, me and whoever else here is in the Maritimes. My accent probably sounds way different to you than your own. We tend to have our own unique accent here in the Maritimes. The Maritimes meaning Maritime Provinces of Canada. So that's what the Maritimer means. And typically somebody who likes boats or spends time on boats or sailing or on the water. There we go. So yes, I agree, Rob. I film car shows and have to put it on a gimbal, like you said. Yeah, that'll keep things stable for sure. Mocha and Chai is a new channel, 45 days old, and have learned tons from you. Oh, awesome. Thank you very much. I'm glad. And I hope you're having fun with it. 45 days, you're just getting going. Keep having fun with it, and it'll never seem like work. That's one of the mottos to live by. Cool. We've got 48 people in here. Wow, that's like a classroom. That's awesome. Let's do a quick little check-in on these videos here. Actually, I could probably share that with you guys. There's no reason why not. Whoops, where'd it go? Here, let me share this with you. This is what I look at when I'm kind of looking at my stats. You can look at the last 48 hours or the last 60 minutes. So I've always got this video up here at the top. That is my the first over 40 video that I made on July 5th. That's got, I think by tomorrow it should roll over 400,000 views, which is amazing. That's awesome. I'm glad so many people enjoy that. That's great. So it's usually at the top. So in the last hour, it's had 175 views. This live stream right here, has had 158 views. Didn't throw out my back though, that's good. 159 views. And if I were just to look here, there's 45 people in here now. So that means 110 or so have been here and have left. So I always find it interesting. Like typically the average of one of my live streams, people will watch for an average of around, I think it's somewhere between 16 and 22 minutes, something like that, which is interesting. But the concurrent views typically stays somewhere between 40 and 50, somewhere in there. Right now we're at 45, so that's interesting. And then this one here, can you see what I'm? Yeah, the secret to making your audience love you. That's about the eye contact that I put out this morning. It's had 474 views today, 104 in the last hour, which is cool. And you can actually click on this analytics and see the graph. So not as many as my average, but still pretty good. I'll click back here. And the one I launched right before I went live is this, What's Going On? 98 views so far, so that's pretty cool. It's only 3 minutes long. So, and then the trailer had 8 views and then so on. So anyway, that's what I look at when, if you're at all interested, that's the kind of thing that I will look at to see how videos are performing in real time. I think that's kind of neat that YouTube gives us that ability. Just going to move that back up here. All right, so where are we? Great instructor. Me? I'm glad you think so, if you're talking about me. Way to go. Hello from Finland. Here it's the evening, 8:23 p.m. now. That's a good check. So it's 2:41, so 11 minutes ago plus 7. So I'm running about 18 minutes behind. You said that 18 minutes ago. Sorry about that. I'm getting caught up. I'll try to go through a little bit quicker. You are the reason I started my channel 45 days ago. I'm 53 and loving this. Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad what I'm saying is resonating with somebody. Randall Taylor says, have you chanced to cross to Oak Island recently in your travels? I was curious, since you're in Nova Scotia, if you have any news as to why their filming of the show stopped. Funny you should say that. So I live on the shores of St. Margaret's Bay, which is one bay over from Mahone Bay. And in Mahone Bay is where Oak Island is. So for those of you who are familiar with that story, I grew up with that story. It was in books and whatnot. So I don't remember exactly what the story is, and I must admit, I mean, Oak Island is a 30-minute drive for me here. I could drive, well, maybe 35 minutes. If I drive 35 minutes south of here, and then there's a resort there, Oak Island Resort. But a couple days ago, I was on a boat in Mahone Bay, and we sailed right by it. And there's a huge crane there. It looks like they're working on the island. I don't know what they're doing. But if they're not filming, perhaps this is when they grab a whole bunch of old rusty nails and they throw it down the hole so that they can find things when they're filming. That's the joke. I don't know. I also think what I learned when I was a kid was that something like 6 or 7 people have died throughout history of them trying to find. So again, let me back up. For those who don't know, at Oak Island, there's a legend that somebody buried basically a pot of gold, like a chest full of gold coins or something. I don't know if it's somebody from Spain or maybe it's Captain Hook or a pirate or something like that. Captain Kidd, was it? So apparently there's buried treasure on the island, and throughout the last few hundred years they've been looking for it. And every time they dig down further, it'll collapse in because it's very close. Oak Island is not a very big island. I don't know what it is, maybe, I'm guessing now 20 acres. I'm not sure. But anyways, the story goes that X number of people had to die looking for this treasure before anybody's going to find it. That's the curse. And I think they're one person short. One more person still needs to perish while looking for this before they're actually going to find it. That's the way the story went when I was a kid. And so I'm just wondering, I wonder if the people who are making this show even know that. So I don't know. But no, I don't know why they're not filming right now, but I can tell you there was activity on that island. When was I there? Saturday. So a few days ago. So who knows? Who knows? And if they'll ever find something, who knows? Dancing Alone with Rendell says the blurry background relaxes the viewer's eyes. That's interesting. Another positive. Joanne says, I use my background to feature attractive sample garments and a backdrop that defines my niche. Perfect. Yeah, so that's a good point. Everybody's situation is different. And if you have something you want to put on display and you want it to be in focus, then you don't want a blurry background if it's going to be behind you, right? So that's a very good point. You don't always want a blurry background. It's only if you just want the person or whatever, the subject of the video, to be in focus and nothing else that you'd want the blurry background, which is not always. Very interesting to know about that feature in Camtasia. Yeah, background remover. And for those who use Canva, like to make thumbnails and whatnot, it also has a background removal tool. Only available with the paid version though, not the free version. Yeah, so there you go. I use that quite a bit. Actually, I haven't used it that much lately. Lately, I've been keeping my thumbnails super simple, just screenshots from within my video, and sometimes I'll put text on them, sometimes I won't. And I don't usually remove the background at all. I super appreciated your video on the history of your channel. It helped put things in some perspective. Yeah, was that last week? Last week, I think. Kind of walked through all of my journey from 4 years ago when I started, or 3.5 years ago, till now, and all the different stages. It wasn't linear at all. There were periods of time. Like one was almost a year and a half, I think, that I went without posting anything. And for those who are new here, where are we now? Yeah, so for those who are new, so right now I think I just rolled 22,000 subscribers today. Yay, that's awesome. Thank you guys. But 2 months ago, I was not even at 4,000 subscribers. So that part of it happened pretty quick. Mostly because of one video and all the videos I've done since. But yeah, so it's not linear at all. And that journey video also shows that even if you go through a period where you're not, if you've got some growth, but then you have to take a break and you don't post videos for a long time, your channel likely will still grow. The growth will slow down, right? But then it'll still grow for a period of time. And mine grew for, I'm going to say 8 months, I think, maybe 8 months or so. No, it grew the whole time. But the rate of growth only lasted for about 8 months, and then it started to slow down, to peak and come back down. So that was super interesting to see. Move a muscle, change a thought. Hey, Rob, I hope all is well with you. I always look forward to Tuesday afternoons. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in, and good to see you again. Blurring the background is something we do as humans as well. When you read this text, the rest of your view is out of focus. That's a very good point. That's a good point indeed. And if we're looking at a person and there's several people standing behind that person, they're probably out of focus. But I appreciate Joanne's point of view though. If you're watching a video of a person talking, then the viewer has the choice of looking at that person or looking at the background. If you've got something on display that you want the person to be able to see, you can. If that were blurry, then you can't unblur it with your own eyes, if that makes sense. So I get what Joanne's saying too. Good points all around. Just scrolling down here. Marcel Dada, how you doing, Marcel? I am brown-skinned. What tone or background color would you suggest I use for my YouTube videos? Just when I say contrasty, as long as it's different from what, so, and it's not even just your skin, it's also what you're wearing, right? So try to avoid a background that looks exactly like what you're wearing or your face. So anything that's different, and the more different, then the more contrast there is between you and the background. Okay, so somebody with dark skin, if there's a light background, that'd be contrast. Someone with a very light complexion, maybe very white-skinned, red hair, perhaps a darker background. There would be more contrast there. So it really depends. Depends on the person, and that could also affect, again, once you choose the background, then you may choose something different to wear as well to keep the contrast, right? So yeah, just some things to think about. Dancing Alone with Reynolds says, YouTube figured out my audience based on how bad my videos were, so they keep them in a black hole in the next galaxy over. That doesn't sound very easy to find. Who knows? Maybe they do. I believe you're joking, though. Well, I know you're joking. Lee says to Marcel, blue and reds, royal blue, yellow, pink, etc. Hope this helps. Yeah, anything contrasty. There are motherboards that are specific for video creation. The difference between gamer motherboards and video motherboards are the fast connections to connect USB and Ethernet storage. Great point, and a little above my head, but it makes total sense. I don't consider myself a tech expert, but yeah. So basically, what Anaholics is saying is, if you're going to be editing off of an SSD drive that's external, when you plug it into your computer, you don't want anything to slow down that connection. So you want that to have basically a superhighway directly to your motherboard. Then that'll allow you to edit faster, okay? And pull stuff off of while rendering as well. That's getting a little technical, but But good point. For gaming, perhaps you don't need that as much. Great point. Dr. Grant Mull, greetings from sunny South Africa. Love your channel. Greetings, South Africa. How you doing? Must be getting late there. Must be getting late there. Thanks for stopping in, though. Adam says, speaking of getting old, I gotta run, pick up a prescription. Totally understand. Totally understand. You mentioned the 3-minute video in the beginning, and I left and watched and came back. Could account for view count numbers. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rob, what are all your cameras connected to that allows you to switch between them, please? Great question. 2 different things. I'll try to keep this not so complicated. So first of all, I have what's called an A10 Mini, and I can show it to you. It's this thing right here. This guy right here. That is a hardware HDMI switcher. If I come right into it, you can see there are 4 main big buttons, and they're really the only buttons that I use. Actually, I only use these 2 because I only have 2 cameras connected to this. So this one is my main camera, which is up there. Okay, and then number 2 is that camera over there that's looking at Peanut. Okay, so I use this to switch between those 2. Now I'm going to press one of those buttons again. No, sorry. I'm not. I'm going to leave number 1 selected because I use something else to switch my iPhone on, and that is, actually I'll show it to you before I switch away. This guy here, that is a Stream Deck. Okay, it's a 15-button Stream Deck, and this is what I use to switch between. This button here that I've labeled Me is the A10 Mini. Okay, whatever camera I've got that button to, this goes to there. So if I press this, I'll press it now, it comes to this. Now I'm going to press another key. I pressed this button, you can see there's a green box around it, that says iPhone. Okay, and then this button here says InnoView. That's the make of this monitor right here, the InnoView. So if I press that, now you're seeing the InnoView monitor. Okay, so I use the Stream Deck to switch different scenes within my Ecamm Live. That's the software I'm using to stream with. So that's the way that works. But I only have, I've already got 3 things because I have so many monitors, right? I've got like 1, 2, 3 monitors plus this 4th one here. And I use a dock. I only have 3 outports on the MacBook. 1, 2, 3. One of them goes to a dock. Anyways, the long story short is I don't have enough connection points to put both of my cameras, this one and this one, directly into my computer. So I have them both going into the ATEM. So I switch those over here, and then everything else is switched that I can connect directly to the MacBook is switched here with the Stream Deck. Okay, so I hope I kept that as simple as possible. Does that make sense? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And incidentally, when I leave this camera, typically, I had to take it down to make the videos I made the last few days, but I typically leave this one on this little pedestal here behind my desk. And why was I saying that? Okay, yeah, so it is plugged into this ATEM. Now, when I make a video, okay, so live stream, it's connected to the HDMI out on the camera that goes into this switcher, and this switcher is USB-C into the computer. But when I'm making a video that I'm going to upload to YouTube, I want that to be 4K. I don't want that to be 1080p. I want it to be 4K. The A10 Mini can only do 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080 pixels, right? It can only do that. So it's throttling my 4K signal down to 1080p, all right? So what I do when I make a video, and if I'm using this camera, I use the SD card that's inside it, and I record on the camera. Like right now, this camera is not in record mode. It's just on. right? It's just on, and the signal's being fed through the ATEM into the computer. But when I'm making a video, I would press record so that the video gets recorded to the SD card that's inside the camera. I can then pop that out or plug in a USB connection to the side of the camera, plug it into the computer, and then I offload or download the 4K video. Okay, so that's what I do. And then when I use this camera over here, same thing. Right now, oh, did I freeze? No. Right now I have this, it looks like it's kind of freezing a little bit. I don't know, hopefully I'm not maxing stuff out here. There, does that work? Anyways, yeah, I have my HDMI out of that camera right now to send the signal to the ATEM. But again, when I'm making a video, I don't have that plugged in. I just record to the SD card. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. If not, feel free to ask questions and I will answer them. Dancing Alone with Reynolds says, as a viewer, can we search videos that are 3 to 4 minutes long? I don't know. Does anybody else know? I've never done that. I typically search, if I'm searching for something, I will tell you this, when I'm searching for something, let's say it's a how to do something, maybe I'm editing a video in Camtasia and there's something I want to do and I don't know how to do it, I'll search for it. I will look at how long the videos are that come up in search. And if I think it's just a simple thing, then I'll go to the 2-minute, 3-minute, 4-minute, 5-minute videos. If I see one there that's 4 minutes and 3 minutes, and then there's another one there for 30 minutes, I won't look at the 30-minute one because I know it's not going to take me that long to figure that out. They're probably teaching a whole bunch of things in the 30-minute video. It may be a good video, but at that moment in time, I'm looking for a quick solution to something. So I do look at the times after I've entered them into search, but I don't know if you can actually tell it to search for a certain number of minutes. There must be, it would be in the filters, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to waste your time looking for it, but if anybody else knows, let us know. I'd like to know. Okay, what is next? Glenn Thorne. And how far am I behind? I don't think I'm that far behind now. I'm only like 6 or so messages behind. Oh, and I just saw Baby Doll Diaz says, no, you cannot. There you go. There's your answer. No, you cannot. Baby Doll knows. Thank you for that. Yeah, not something I've ever tried to do. And I guess that's why, because you can't. And then Dancing Alone says, I just can't watch 45-minute videos one after another, whereas I'm all for 10 3-minute videos. Add commercials, and we are talking close to an hour. Yeah, absolutely. There's only so many hours in the day, right? I have to limit how long the videos are that we watch. And I'm aware of that when I make videos. I try not to make, again, so the video I'm posting tomorrow, I have not finished editing it yet. But the one that I'm posting tomorrow, I'm just going to try to bring it up here just to show you how complicated it looks. If you're for those who are interested, I'll show you my Camtasia file. It's 35 minutes long. That's kind of the upper limit to videos that I put out. I tend to like to keep them shorter than that. There, I just opened the file. I'll bring it down to my other computer or my other monitor. I tend to think 10 to 15 minutes is a nice sweet spot for a video. Okay, 10 minutes, 8 minutes even, 9, 10, 12, somewhere in there. If it's a video where I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I think this is a good thing to consider, that kind of video, I like anywhere from 8 to 12, maybe 15 minutes, probably not longer than that. Then you might get into wasting people's time. But if I'm showing something specific that there's a lot of steps to it, I have 2 choices. I either have to make the video longer to get all the steps in, or I'd have to make a part 1, part 2, part 3 video to show the same thing. But I don't think people want that. So yeah, I just try to limit it. So just so you know, this video that's 35, here, I'll show you. So here you go. This is what it looks like. And I'll pull this in a little bit because I know there, I can see that my picture is on this screen as well. So I'll make it shorter there. That is the timeline. And look how many cuts there are. The reason that I've cut this up so much is because when I put it all together and I synced all of the audio, right? And there were, my DJI mic audio and that, oh no, it's here now. This mic, my shotgun mic audio, the three cameras, like 2 cameras and my iPhone, all those 3 things. And also in the middle of this video, when I popped the SD card out of one of the 2 cameras that was filming me over here, I took the SD card out, put it in the computer, offloaded the file. Then I took the SD card out, put it back in the camera, and I put the camera up here, and then I started using it for the behind the scenes video. So I had to sync that as well. It got complicated. But anyways, once I had all of those things synced together, then the video was going to be an hour and 15 minutes long. No, an hour and 20 minutes long. Too long, way too long. Now, there were some mistakes that I had to cut out here and there. And as you may or may not know, lately I've been trying to make most of my videos in one take, right? So I'm sitting down there. I go through a bunch of false starts before I'm happy with the video that I make, and then that's it. One take, done. That's awesome for editing because there's a whole lot less editing if you can get it done in one take. But the reality is with this video, there were so many steps. And even when I cut out the mistakes and was left with everything that had value in it, it was an hour long, right? And that's still too long. So I went through it and I started cutting out things that weren't absolutely necessary, so things flowed better. And that's why you see all these cuts, right? All kinds of different cuts. And I can zoom in here and show. So yeah, I go from I start here talking, explaining it, and then I come back here. I sit down, I film the video. I'm just kind of scrubbing through it here, and the actual filming the video here. That's the video that I released this morning. I didn't show myself in this video filming the whole thing. I kind of faded out and then faded back in. Because there was no need to show all of that. Yeah, so here, I'll show you the way I handled that. So let me just play like a 10-15 second clip of this and you'll be able to see it. Rob, and in this video, we're gonna talk about, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in another one. All right, we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys. Okay, so video's done. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording. Right there. Okay, so you get the idea? That's what I did. So I faded it out once I started recording and then faded it back in. That's how I handled that, and I was able to cut out 15 minutes or so right there. And then I go through the editing. I move the camera, take the SD cards out, move files around, set up the new camera angle. So there it is there. And then I share my screen and I show you what I do to the audio. I show you some editing, how to sync the files in Camtasia. Geez, I could make the video a whole lot shorter if I just scrub through like this. The different camera angles, of course, Peanut's in the video. There we go. And then at the end, I rendered the video out. I then gave you a tour of the office where I had to put the lights. Okay, and then then it rendered, and then that's pretty much it. And then finished up there. So I got it down to 35 minutes. I hope that's okay. And I also hope that I didn't cut out too much, because I don't think I did. I don't think I cut out too much at all. I think it flows well. For those who are interested, that will show you exactly how I filmed that video, that 2 camera angle video. Okay, so that's what was done. That's what I did. And I had to do it twice. I did it once and wasn't totally happy with it. But then when I saw the behind the scenes camera angle from my iPhone, and I noticed that one of the two cameras was actually out of frame for the entire thing, that's when I said, crap, okay, no, I'm just gonna redo the whole thing. Because that was the whole point. I wanted the behind, so I must have set everything else up on my iPhone, put everything in frame, and then when I tried to move the cameras around to get them where I wanted them to, I must have moved the one back further without then double checking. So anyways, it was a real mind bender doing that. It was fun though, and we'll see if people are interested in that or not, or if I should just get back to making other types of videos. We'll see. I think in the future I'm going to be making some specific how-to things. Going to kind of rewind a bit, like start right from the beginning with some video editing and show you how to do some specific things. Because people are starting to ask me, especially in Creators Cove, just for things like that. I think people would get some use out of that. So there you go. Let me throw this back up, the overlay, just so you can see where we're at. The back is feeling much better. Thanks for asking. Excuse me. I crack myself up sometimes. So introduction Q&A, latest videos. Lee says, congrats on the 22,000. Thank you, Lee. Much appreciated. 22, where are we? 22,051 right now. Awesome. Oh, and I skipped one by accident. Glenn Thorne said, hello Glenn, by the way. What was your job before you started doing this YouTube venture? So it's been a long time since I had a job. Like 22 years. I was an engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer by trade. And I worked for an HVAC company. And then I worked for a power company here in Nova Scotia. But then I went out on my own, became an entrepreneur, got into web hosting, got into web design, created a company that made tutorial videos using Camtasia. And then after that, I got into freelancing, doing some video editing, adding captions to videos, and I did that through Fiverr, working as a freelancer, and that was quite successful. I still do a little bit of that, more than a little bit. I still do that quite regularly through Fiverr. Making tutorial videos with Camtasia, usually, for clients as a freelancer. So that's what I do. And while I'm doing that, while I was doing that full time, is kind of when I got into this YouTube thing. So I've been working for myself for quite a while, ever since my daughter was born, actually in 2002. She is 22 now. Wow. So that's my brief history. Congrats on the growth of the subscribers. Thank you, Violetta. How you doing? Good to see you again. Almost up to double digits on subscribers. Awesome. Hey, everything is a milestone. Like it's crazy the way, if you can stay consistent, right? Consistent growth, consistently posting and posting in response to what your audience wants. Growth is not linear. It increases, right? It's parabolic. It's exponential, whatever term you want to use. It's not linear. It only becomes linear if you stop posting. Then growth still happens linearly, but you're not giving YouTube any more data, any more videos, right? So people will still find your old videos, but they're not finding new videos. It's adding that new element to it that makes growth go up like that. Now, will it take you 6 months to start seeing that trend, or 6 years in some cases? It really depends on how much time you have to devote to it, how much studying you do in terms of what you can be doing to improving your videos, or improving, defining your niche, giving your audience what they're asking for, if they're asking for anything. So Try not to get discouraged, though. If you're seeing any type of growth at all, that growth should continue to accelerate if you keep feeding the machine, so to speak. Okay. Oh, that seems like a fancy pants setup. Yeah, it's fancier than it needs to be, but it's not only my YouTube thing that I'm kind of doing now, but it's a hobby. Like it's a hobby that I'm trying to turn into a full-time career. In the process of doing that. So yeah, it's and I have more equipment than I need. 100% agree with that, but I like it. Do Good Minds. Hello, welcome. Says, hey Rob, did you take any classes for being on camera and or YouTube content creation? No, I did not. But I did a lot of watching of YouTube videos and learned what to do. So what should I say to that? Like, what you can do is if you go to any creator, any successful YouTube creator, sort their videos by oldest first and watch their first video. It's probably not very good if they've left it there. Like some people remove their original videos. I like keeping them there. If you go to my channel and go to click on the videos tab and then look at my first video, you'll see that there's been an improvement from then till now. And again, it's a combination of watching videos with the intent of trying to learn how to get better. So that's what I'm looking for. Or I've spent time on YouTube learning how to speak to the camera and how to get better at it. So it's a combination of that, like call that study time or research, if you will. But that as well as time practicing, like just doing it. And I also believe that when you're practicing in front of the camera, like practicing talking to a camera lens, it takes time. It takes time to get good at it. Like I have 2 copies of my face looking at me right now. There's one right here on my MacBook, and there's one up there on the flip up screen of my camera. So when you first start recording yourself, you'll be inclined to look at that if presented to you. Like if you're using your phone, say, and if you're using, you shouldn't do this, but if you are using the selfie camera where you can see yourself, you may be tempted to look at yourself in that camera while you're making a video. The reason that's not good, 2 reasons. Number one is you're not looking into the lens. You have to figure out where the camera lens is and look there, not at you on the camera, right? That's number one. Number two, the selfie camera isn't typically near as good as the reverse facing or the rear facing camera on phones. That's certainly the case with the iPhone. I can't really speak to Androids or any other type of phone. Maybe it's not the case with those, but yeah, it's strange looking at a camera where you can't see yourself is strange in itself, because then you're just looking at a lens. But with practice, you get better at it, right? So, and what I was also going to say is I'm a big believer in posting your practices. Like put them up on YouTube. Like edit them if you want to. You don't have to do anything to them, but upload them. And don't be afraid to put them on your channel for everybody to see, right? That almost forces you to try to get better because you want to look as good as you can. You want your videos to be as good as they can because they're on the internet for everyone to see. But I can tell you, if you do that, as you get better, it is fun looking back to see how far you've come, okay? And I think it's fun anyways. And if you can kind of train yourself or teach yourself to laugh at yourself, right? Look at an old video and say, "Oh, wasn't I silly there?" And like, "Why? Oh my Lord, look at the way I was looking," and all this stuff. If you can look at that and A, be happy that you've come a long way, and B, just have the ability to laugh at yourself, it'll make things a lot easier. So anyway, that's no, I did not take any classes. I just as you get more comfortable, and there's other tips and tricks, and I've put them a lot in a lot of my videos lately too. Like picture that you're talking to a friend when you're looking at a lens. Like I like to think of, like, before I say anything, I like to think, okay, someone just asked me a question. What was the question? And now I'll answer it, and I'll look at the lens while I answer. I find these live streams easy now because, especially if we're doing live Q&A like this, because I read a question, I then answer it, right? So it is a lot easier when there's people in the live stream. Understand it was a lot harder when I first started my live streams because nobody was there watching. It was just me. Me and I think my 2 kids and nephew, I think perhaps were watching as well. So try to help me out. But yeah, no, just practice and study. That's what it was. Okay, I think I've seen a couple of these ones already. I'll just X that one out. Baby Doll Diaz says you can only sort by date, relevance, view count, and rating. Very good. Ms. Vanita, how you doing? Welcome. I'm super late, but hello all. I'll have to catch up the replay. I promise I won't be that. So I'm an hour and 20 minutes in. So at 4 o'clock, I'm going to wrap this up. So we got 40 minutes to go. Unless I run out of things to say, I might even stop sooner. But I haven't run out of things to say yet. Anaholic says, Rob, do you have the feeling that 4K videos are preferred by YouTube over 1080p? I record in 4K, but I also want to digitally zoom in during post. So great question. Let me take another drink here. So I don't think YouTube has a preference, but when I make videos, I'm thinking of the viewer that I'm making them for. And I have read or seen in videos that more and more YouTube videos are being watched on big screen TVs. Okay? In fact, I think people are watching, I'm not going to be able to give you a source because I can't remember where I saw this, but I've seen it in more than one place. People are watching YouTube videos on big screen TVs more than they are watching Netflix on big screen TVs. I was blown away when I heard that. YouTube right now is the #1 source for people who are watching TV on a TV. Okay, YouTube. So given that, most big screen TVs or TVs are 4K these days. Not all, but a good portion of them are. And so I want my viewers to get the best viewing experience they possibly can when they're watching my videos. So if they're watching it on a big screen TV, then if my video's in 4K, it's going to look better than than if it was in 1080p. If they're watching my video on a phone, it probably doesn't matter because their eyes probably aren't going to be able to tell the difference between 4K and 1080p. And in fact, YouTube may only be serving the 1080p version to people who are watching them on a phone, if that makes sense. So like when you upload a video to YouTube, YouTube will then take that video and create a whole bunch of different versions of it. They'll start with they'll start with the lowest, but if you've uploaded a video that's 4K, they're going to create a 4K version, 1080p, 720p, 480, like all the way down, because they have to have all these different versions available for the people who are watching. So now let's switch gears. The people who are watching YouTube videos, they may be watching from a big screen TV, from a phone, from a 1080p monitor, from a 4K monitor, all kinds of different ways they could be watching. But also, their connection to the internet may not be very good. They might be watching on a phone that's connected to cell phone towers, right? Or to somebody's Wi-Fi that doesn't have good Wi-Fi, right? In those cases, YouTube knows. Like if YouTube feels that, oh, your internet connection is not strong enough to handle even 1080p, I'm going to send you the 720p version. So that's what they do. That's why they create all these different versions. But kind of back to your question. Since I feel like a good percentage of my viewers could be watching me from a device that can take advantage of 4K, I'd like to give them that option. So that's what I do. Now, this live stream is not 4K, it's 1080p. So yeah, and that's because of my upload speed. It's not great. And there'd be more buffering and things like that. So that's why that's why I only do 1080p for my live streams. Okay, so yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you said I record in 4K, but I also want to digitally zoom in during post. So another good point. So when you're editing a video, and this video that I was just taking you guys through, this video here, I don't know if you noticed, but back in the beginning here, if I just zoom in, at the beginning of this video, if I scroll here, right there, see, I did zoom in. And I can do that comfortably, like you mentioned. You can do that comfortably if you've recorded in 4K, then really you could zoom in, well, what? You could go in 100%. So turn your 100% into 200%, and then it's 1080p quality if you filmed in 4K. If you filmed in 1080p and you wanted to zoom in like that, then you could be getting some grainy results. But what did I do here? If I just highlight that, yeah, I went to scale 150% is all I did, which that should still look fine in 4K. It's like 150%. That's better than 1080p. Not quite as good as 4K. Okay, but let me know once you see this video. 30 seconds into the video, I did that zoom in or that punch in for the very reason you just mentioned. And yeah, had I recorded that in 1080p, that punch in wouldn't have looked as good. So there you go. Lee says, if you are searching for short time videos in YouTube, you can limit results by duration. Okay, you can? I thought we figured that you couldn't do that, but if you can, cool. Yeah, all right, very good. Yeah, again, I've never really done that. I guess I don't want to be limited in my search results to duration, but I can quickly make that decision by myself because the duration is listed right there in the thumbnail when you get your search results. And right then I might decide 25 minutes, not too long. I'm looking for a 3-minute answer here. Dancing Alone with Reynolds, Renee at YouTube told me, I think you should make your videos much shorter. In fact, our research shows that if you didn't post at all, viewers would be happier. Okay, that's your humor showing through again. Alan says, but if you make your videos in just one take, we won't get the bloopers at the end. That is correct. So yeah, in my 3-minute video, so just so you guys know, I think I might have mentioned this already, but an hour before I went live, actually it was about an hour and 10 minutes before I went live, I decided I'm going to make a quick video here, and I'm going to probably, I said in the video I'm going to upload it after the live stream. Well, in the end, I ended up uploading it before the live stream, and it went live right before the live stream went. So in an hour, I sat down, filmed a video, did a quick edit, and the only editing I did is I chopped off the beginning and the end, and that's it. So yeah, that video had no bloopers. I apologize. But it did have Peanut in the background, asleep, back there. Back there. She's still there. She's been there all morning. Yeah, so apologize, no bloopers in that one. And even the 35-minute one that's going out tomorrow morning, no bloopers, but there's a lot of scene switching, and at the very end, I did a little Peanuts in that video. All right, so there you go. I found duration in the filter after the search. Okay, There we go. So the Weezer is correct, and you can search. So you can filter by duration. Very good. It's still probably not something I would do personally, but if you're adamant you don't even want to see the results of videos that are either too short or too long, then that's a great tool. Must be nice being able to record everything from your office. My videos require slightly more complicated setup being in the trades. Oh, okay, yeah. If you're filming out in outside, and yeah, so I hear what you're saying, 100%. So I have lights in certain places and cameras in certain places, and my main camera here, I even have tape on the floor, so I know, and I always leave that camera on the same tripod, so I know where that goes to recreate the same shot. It just speeds up the process of making my next video. But yeah, if you're filming outside all the time, and I'm going to do some of that. I'm going to do some filming outside. I've already been kind of going through in my head what I'm going to do and how to do it. But making videos can be very time consuming if you're going to show, like, I mean, the proper way to make a video. So yeah, if you're going to tell a story, right, in a video, you're going to make a video that tells a story. That's actually a very good thing to do if you want to retain people watching your video. Tell a story that they're interested in. Hook them at the beginning. Tell a story. But the proper way to tell a story is to show people things as opposed to saying everything. So, and that means adding a whole lot of B-roll. So now it becomes almost, you can do a voiceover, but it's not always you talking to the camera. Like this is called a talking head video. Instead of you seeing my face the whole time, perhaps I'm going to add B-roll, and not just royalty-free B-roll that I'm going to get off of a site like Motion Array or something like that, but B-roll that I shoot myself. If I'm going to tell a story that shows me putting on my shoes, opening the door, shutting the door, locking the door, going for a walk, and all that stuff, showing all those steps is very time-consuming because you have to shoot every one of those shots, has to be framed properly, the lighting properly. I mean, if you're outside, then you're dealing with, outside light, which makes it a bit easier. Yeah, making a video like that can be very time consuming, which is why I haven't done a whole lot of it. Done a little bit, but not very much. So I totally get what you're saying, that if you're making videos to do with your trade and it's outside or at an office, like a job site or something like that, yeah, it could be very time consuming. Hello, Dan. How you doing? Yours appears to be most friendly and the most successful. Thank you very much, if you're talking to me. Aldebaran. Hello. How you doing? Good to see you here. Why the people? That is definitely a job. What I'm doing, I guess. In the US, TikTok may be canceled early next year. Will CapCut also be shut down? I hope not. Yeah, I don't, well, who knows? I don't see the US canceling TikTok. Who knows? It could happen, I suppose. But I personally don't think that's going to happen. And even if it does, I think what they're mostly concerned with is privacy issues and, where are these videos being stored on servers? Is it, if it's outside of the US and the US doesn't want that, I think that's kind of the issue. Yeah, the owners of TikTok also own CapCut, but CapCut is a totally different thing. That's video editing software. So who knows? I'm sure they're going to figure that out. It's too big. There are too many people in the U.S. actually, too many Americans who are making a living with TikTok and CapCut. Making a good living, so they would upset a lot of people if they banned that. So I don't think that's gonna. Personally, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't. But maybe that's just me. And I'm not in the U.S. I'm in Canada, so might not be as plugged into the U.S. as some of you. Awesomeness. Very inspiring. Awesome. Grethylus Bauman. Hello from Denmark. Hello. Thanks for stopping in. Oops, I was late for your live broadcast. Good that it's possible to see it again. Absolutely. And when I'm finished here, yeah, it'll be live. No, sorry. No, when I'm finished with the live, it'll be on my channel as a video on demand. You'll be able to watch it that way. 100%. I guess the advantage of watching it live is there are no ads because I don't have monetization on when I go live. I turn it on when the live is over so that when you watch it on the replay, you could be interrupted. If you don't have YouTube Premium, that is, you could be interrupted by some ads, but you won't miss anything that way. If I had it on during the live, you would, whenever an ad is served up, you would miss some of what I'm saying, and I don't want that. Adam made it back from the pharmacy. Oh, you must be close. Either that or my stream is just long. Welcome back. Love my tech. Hello, welcome. Congratulations on your continued growth. Appreciate all of your videos. How long do you spend on the descriptions for your videos, and do you spend time on keyword research? Thank you. So yes. So no, the descriptions I don't spend a lot of time. I have a description. So what I typically do is I'll go back to my previous video, copy the description and paste it in, and then I will change the top paragraph, which is basically an introduction of, what the video is about. And that just takes me a couple minutes. Everything else is mostly like links to the equipment I use, to Creators Cove, to Camtasia, things like that. So yeah, so I generally leave them the same. And then if I want to change anything in that description, I would have to go back and change it to all of them. So no, I don't spend too much time on the descriptions. I spend more time on the titles and on the text that I'm going to put in the thumbnail, right? So one thing I like to try to do is to keep the text that I have in my title different from what I put on the thumbnail, if I put text there at all. I want that to be, it's redundant to use the same text in your title and thumbnail. So the thumbnail is an opportunity to use something else, like maybe ask a question or provide a brief answer that doesn't give away the whole video or something like that. And keyword research, I'm getting more and more into that. I do some of that. So I have vidIQ that I use to do some keyword research. And then I also use Google Trends to compare keywords to see what keywords are better than others. And you can also use the YouTube search bar, right? So like, you can start typing something in and then hit it. Like if I type in YouTube and then space, you can see what comes next, right? That would be the most searched term with the word YouTube in it. Okay, so you can do searches like that, and you can go right through the alphabet. YouTube space A, what's next? YouTube space B, what's next? And yeah, so I do a little bit of that as well. Yes, but generally I try to have my I try to come up with titles, and I have a list of titles of possible future videos. And I try to come up with a few new ones every day that I add to the list. And then I just kind of go through the list. What should I do next? Or I will, get my ideas from the comments section of my videos. What are people asking for next? And I'll go through those and I'll try to come up with my ideas from that. It is, though, I'll mention, it is a good idea to come up with your title and thumbnail idea before you make your video and before you come up with your bullet points or write your script if you're going to script it out. And that way, you have an idea of what is going to, you want what you've talked about in your video to match up what the title is going to be. So I like to come up with a title or, approximation of what the title is going to be, and same with the thumbnail. I don't design the thumbnail first, but I'll have a little idea in my head, or I'll sketch it out, what I think it's going to be. Then I make the video, and then I kind of nail down the title and the thumbnail and go from there. So that's a bit about my my process. um, Where are we? I've hit the like button. Thanks for live. No problem. Thanks for liking it. It's awesome. Chris Derboven. Hello, Chris. How you doing? Well, hi, Rob. I am from Belgium. I love your videos and live streams, and of course, Peanut and the bloopers. Awesome. Thank you very much. I'm glad. Hope you're getting some value out of these. I have fun doing the live streams. I have fun doing all this. I'm a big believer in you have to enjoy doing it. You don't want it to feel like work. Otherwise, that's a recipe for quitting. And a lot of people end up quitting if they don't see the results that they want right away. So have fun with it, and that'll help you keep going. Dan says, I also have an ATEM Mini ISO. Would it be a mistake to use it for videos, being that it can only output 1080? 1 second here. So good question. The first thing I'm trying to answer in my head, and maybe you know the answer to this. So I don't have the ISO version. I just have the ATEM Mini Pro. ISO, I believe the difference is with that one, you can record each camera individually as well. Okay, so with my version, the non-ISO version, when I press a button to switch camera views, if I'm recording that, then that's been hard coded into the video, and I can't decode that, and you know what I mean? It doesn't save all the individual tracks, all the individual cameras. I think with your ISO version you can. But what I don't know is, will the ISO version record in 4K? I don't think it does. And in fact, by your very question, it probably doesn't, because you say it can only output 1080. So again, I guess it comes down to, so back to my reasoning for wanting to do 4K, it's because I think a lot of my audience is watching my videos on 4K displays. So I want to give them the best possible, experience, the best possible quality of my videos. If you're not as concerned about that, then I wouldn't worry about it. 1080, I mean, 1080 is still high definition. It's still good, just not as good as it could be on a 4K display. If you don't feel like your audience is using 4K displays, maybe they're watching your videos on phones or whatever, then I wouldn't worry about it. Then 1080 is probably fine. I suspect you're probably asking because you have a certain flow, a certain setup and way of doing things that you like the way you can do it with your ATEM Mini Pro ISO. And if that's the case and you don't see an advantage to using the 4K version, then by all means, just keep doing it that way. That'd be totally fine. Incidentally, another reason for not doing the 4K version and sticking with just 1080p, if you have a computer that's not super fast, right, and maybe has trouble running a video editing application and dealing with 4K footage, that's a little bit more taxing on a computer, then that's also a reason to stick with 1080p if your editing process can be smoother. But with the machine that I have, the MacBook Pro with an M1 Max chip, 2021 version, 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte drive. It's a pretty powerful machine. I'm able to deal with 4K videos, and like the one that's going out tomorrow, the behind the scenes one, I don't know what it's going to be called yet, how to record and edit fast is what I called it in the project file. That's a 4K video, 36 minutes long, with three video tracks and 2 audio tracks. How large was that? So my recordings folder with everything in it is 133 gigabytes in size. So that's how much stuff I have in that video. The actual project file is 67 gigabytes, so some things were cut down, right? But my computer can handle that, and Camtasia has a way, it creates proxy files that allows you to It basically allows you to work with a lower grade version of your video files while you're editing, but then when you render it, it actually takes it from the good quality ones. So that helps. But I'm kind of going down a tangent a little bit. It's really up to you and up to what you think your audience wants from you, if that makes sense. Yeah, so there you go. Chris says, yes, there's much value. Awesome. Chris, thank you. Glad you're liking it. Alex Ferreira. How you doing, Alex? Welcome. Greetings from New Jersey. Great content. Appreciate you giving us the live content. No problem. I have fun. I have fun doing this. I enjoy it. So yeah, every week. And I will be back next week. There was some thought of maybe not doing a live stream next week because I'm away from this Friday until Monday. I can't remember what time I get back Monday. It might be a little bit later. So, but I will go live on Tuesday, provided I make it back in one piece. Jules, hello Jules, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Hello Rob, I am asking from Montreal if you can tell us all the time it took you to do your last 10-minute video. Thank you very much, nice work. My last 10-minute video, so my last one was the one I put out this morning. That one was different because I filmed myself filming that video, okay? And you'll understand that a little bit more if you watch the 3-minute video that I put out right before I went live here today, and or the behind the scenes video I'm releasing tomorrow morning. It's 35 minutes long, but that video is of me making the 10-minute video, okay? So I created both of those videos in an hour and a half, not including the editing, okay? That was an hour and a half of filming, of recording. But the 3-minute video that I put out this morning, like right before I went live, from concept to all the way through, filming it, putting it into the computer, editing it, uploading it to YouTube, all of that took like an hour and 15 minutes. That's all it took. But I knew exactly what I wanted to say. There were no mistakes. I didn't do any bloopers at the end. I never created a bullet point to put on the on my tripod like I usually do. This one is from the last video I did. Yes, you know, the 10-minute one, not the 3-minute one. So not the last one I did. But if I were to guess, so like, but if you're asking me what it would take me now, normally, if I come up with an idea and the video is going to be about 10 minutes long, I would give myself like half a day. Okay, half a day. That will include everything from writing the bullet points out, sitting down, recording myself, some mistakes, then editing it, putting the mistakes at the end, making bloopers, adding the music, editing, all of that together, render the video, upload it to YouTube, copy and paste the description, edit the description so it's the same or to match the new video. While the video is uploading, because it's 4K, it takes a little bit of time, and then a little bit of time for YouTube to process it. That is when I create the thumbnail. Okay, and I usually have the thumbnail done. I usually race myself. I say, I'm going to have this thumbnail done before the video is actually ready. So if I do all of that for a 10-minute video now, I would comfortably block off half a day, and I can do that. In fact, I could probably do 2 back to back in half a day, 3 in a full day. Okay, so that's how fast I have gotten. And the only way I'm able to do it that fast is, again, there's some tricks like knowing exactly where to put the tripod, exactly what my camera settings are going to be. I leave them set the way they're supposed to be set. The only difference actually is when I switch camera lenses, when I put that lens on this camera and then have to put it back, sometimes I have to reset the ISO because with this lens, the kit lens, I have the ISO set to auto. Okay, so it's auto adjusting what the ISO should be. When that lens is on, I make sure the ISO is set to 100. I leave it. And I learned about that because when I had that on auto, if I'm sitting down and leaning into the camera more and then backing away, and that's changing the amount of light getting into the lens, if I have ISO set to auto, it's going to automatically adjust the brightness up, down, whatever it thinks it has to do. And it doesn't make for a very good looking resulting video if the ISO is always changing like that. So I like to have it set if at all possible. But this one right now is actually set on auto. Okay, so yeah, I hope that answers your question as to how long it takes me. I'm going to take a quick little drink here. Okay, so, let me just pop this overlay back up again. Aldebaran says, would you wait to have a dedicated camera, or would you start ASAP with your budget entry smartphone, Poco F3? I am not familiar with that camera, so if I just type that in, GSM Arena, no, Poco F3, just kind of looking up that phone to see what kind of trying to see what kind of camera specs it has, and just to, I don't have to do this in secret, I can show you what I'm looking at. So this is what I found, Poco F3. Looks like there are two lenses. Storage and RAM, doesn't matter. Display, processor, battery and charging. Camera, here we go. 48 megapixels is lots, f1.79. Telemacro, ultra wide lens, rear camera, night mode, video recording. Here we go, 4K. 30 frames per second, and that's what I do. I do 30 frames per second, 4K. 1080p will go up to 60 frames per second. That's nice for slow motion. You can slow 60 frames per second down to 30 in video editing, and that gives you slow motion, which is nice. Or you can do slow motion on board, it looks like here. 960 frames per second. Wow, okay. To me, this looks like a great camera. Now, I don't know I don't know, I've never used it, so, but I guess if it were me, I would start. I would not necessarily wait to get a better camera than that. You could totally make videos with that. I'm pretty confident after looking at that. I mean, there are people that are making videos on like 6-year-old iPhones. So I don't know how that compares to a 6-year-old iPhone, but they're successful, you know, not everybody, but there are people who are successful who are using really old phones as their video phones. It's more important if you have a small budget to maybe upgrade something, but you don't have enough to upgrade everything. It's more important, I believe, to upgrade your audio than it is to upgrade your video. So try to get better sound. So the microphone on this camera, if it doesn't sound very good, then get yourself, now you don't have to get one. So I just bought this DJI wireless mic, but that's like, I don't know what it is in US, but it's like $300, right? So it's not cheap. But you can, for $40, you can get a lav mic that'll plug into your phone probably, and then have that up here, and you'll probably get a lot better sound out of that than you would out of the microphone in your phone. So for a very little bit of money, you could, and when I say $40, that's Canadian. I think it's $22 US, is how much you can get one of those lav mics or lapel mics for. Upgrade that and go with the phone you have. Start. And keep this in mind too, and I've said this before, but if you're just starting a channel, then you're probably starting, well, you would be starting with nobody watching, okay? So no viewers yet. And it's going to take YouTube some time to learn who your audience is, or like who you're trying to reach, okay? And they need data to figure that out. They need more uploads from you. And that's why it's very rare for one person to start a channel, upload one video, and boom, it takes off. That's rare. So because of that, try to think of your first several videos as being just for you. It's just for you to practice. Yes, you'll probably get some views, but if you compare the views that your first 10 videos are getting to the views you're going to be getting in a year or so from now, let's say maybe you have 10,000 subscribers, right? Maybe a year from now you've got, well, maybe not 10,000, maybe 5,000, whatever you have. Maybe your latest video got 500 views, 1,000 views, 10,000 views. Well, the people who are now watching your channel are not there because they found you because of your first video, or even your first 10 probably. They probably found your most recent videos, right? So that's why I like to say your first several videos that you make on a channel are just for you. And they're just for you in the sense that they're for you to practice getting better at making videos, okay? Because they are not going to be the reason that your channel grows to however big it's going to grow, okay? So if the video quality is not perfect, don't even worry about it. If you can try to upgrade the audio, great. If not, don't worry about it for your first video or few. But if you do have a little bit of money, then I'd upgrade your microphone before upgrading your camera. Okay, so I hope that helps. A little bit, anyways. Dan says, have you ever converted 1080p footage to 4K? If yes, does it work well? CapCut and DaVinci Resolve can do the conversion. No, I have not. I have not done that. And I know it can be done. I can't imagine it's as good as it could be if you had filmed it natively in that higher quality. But I guess the best way to find out is to give it a shot. Give it a shot and let us know if, like, if you can try that. Let us know either in the comment of a video or back here at the live stream. Well, you could be able to leave a comment in this live stream after this live is done, or in next week's live stream. Let us know how it goes. But no, I have not tried that. I've not done that. Yeah, but it'd be interesting if it does a good job or not. Jewel says, Rob, you make it look so easy. It's easy to talk, but editing is the thing. Editing is the thing. And that's why I like to keep editing to a minimum if and when at all possible. If you can reduce the amount of editing you do, you can speed up the process of creating videos. And yeah, so the videos I'm making, yeah, I think you were the one that asked how long it takes me now to make a video. So if I make a video in an hour and a half, like the one I did earlier today, it's because there was no editing. There was no or very little editing involved. Now, this video here, there was significant amount of editing, as you can see. And I'm not finished with the editing yet. I've already spent several hours editing this, and I'm not quite finished. I think I'm almost finished. But yeah, but this one, let me just bring another one down. This one here is the video that I came out with just as I went live. And it is, actually just drag this over so you can see the whole thing. It is, here it is right here, 3 minutes and 17 seconds long. And as you can see, there's no cuts. I mean, there were cuts. If I click this and drag it over here and I extend this back this way, right, there was like one little mistake there, I think.
Hey guys, I wanted to explain a little bit about what's going on today. Today is...
No, see, and I messed up. So I cut that out, but I did not put it at the end as a blooper. I just started the video like this.
Hey guys, so what's going on?
And so on, and I just ended it like
50
this.
minutes from now. To add to it, so let's just stop it here. And hopefully I'll see you in the live stream in 50 minutes from now. All right, guys, take care. Bye.
That was it. And then I stopped it. That's why it didn't take me very long. Hardly any editing was involved in that. So I was able to do it faster. So if you can cut down on your edits, that'll really speed up the process. Matthew Pate, how you doing, Matthew? Thanks for stopping in. Says, what's the best way to build more subscribers? I've been at this a while. I had one video take off, 14,000 views as of now. Watch hours are going up because of that video, but subs are slower. Congrats on having a video pop off like that. That's great. What I would suggest is try to deconstruct that video. So what I mean by that is go into the analytics, take a look at your retention, like try to see where people are leaving so you can get an idea as to what part of the video they don't want to see and where the line is flatter or maybe even ticks up a little bit. Like if it ticks up, that means people are kind of rewatching that part. Try to figure out what they liked about the video. How is it different than your other videos? And also the click-through rate, right? Like, is it higher? Is the CTR higher than your other videos? And if so, why? So click-through rate that's how often people click versus how many times people are shown or given the opportunity to click on a thumbnail. So for click-through rate, it's your thumbnail and your title. So if you have a higher click-through rate on that video than your other videos, then look at your title and your thumbnail. What did you do well? So try to figure out why people are liking that better than your other ones. If your retention graph is better than your other videos, then get into the content of your video. Like, why is it better? Look at the first 30 seconds of your video. Do you have a lot of people leave right away? Or on the video that did better than your other ones, maybe people stuck around a little bit longer at the beginning. And if so, why? Look at your video. Like did you hook them better? Did it take you, you know what I mean? Like you kind of have to deconstruct that video to figure out why it did better than your other ones were. And then try to recreate that in other videos. Try to give them more of what your audience is asking for. And better yet, if you have 14,000 views, hopefully you also have, perhaps you've gotten some comments in that video. Go through your comments, make sure you're responding to them all, but also see if they're asking you for other things. Are there any questions that are getting asked over and over again by different people? Maybe that would give you an idea as to another video you can make. If a bunch of people are asking the same question over and over again, make a video that answers that question. I've made a video that actually did well, where I started it by reading a question that I got in the comments, and then the video was me answering the question, right? That's if it's a question that lots of people are asking, then presumably a lot of the people who are subscribing to you will want that answer. Some other ideas, so you say you're not getting a lot of subscribers, so you could remind people to subscribe, or if you make a video that's maybe one of several in a series, you make sure you let people know that in your video and say something like, this is my first video in, I'm going to be doing 5 videos on this topic. If you want to see the other ones, make sure you subscribe, right? You can say stuff like that. And then say it at the beginning and also at the end. At the end, remind people that they could subscribe. Now, I don't usually, I don't go out of my way anymore to actually ask people to subscribe to my channel. I focus more on, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. But the subscribing part, really, subscribers aren't, I was going to say they aren't important. I mean, they're important, but the number of views is more important. Now, how do you get those views is the thing. If you have a lot of subscribers, then you'll have a lot of people that get notified whenever you come out with a new video, right? So it is linked, but it is actually the number of views that you get that drives the success of your channel and all your other videos, right? So anyways, I hope that gave you some ideas as to how to grow your subscribers. And good luck with it. Good luck. Let us know how it goes. Lee H says, shoot for Instagram in vertical or horizontal. YouTube should be shot horizontal. So, long form videos, I guess it depends. The short answer is it depends. But for me, I think of YouTube as a place for long form videos, which I always shoot horizontally or widescreen or landscape, whatever you want to call it. But for Instagram is different. Instagram I think of as predominantly short form content or vertical. So here's what I do, and it depends on your situation. So my strategy is to grow a YouTube channel, right? Helping people over 40 get started with YouTube and be successful. Because of that, most of my videos are long form, shot widescreen. Now, part of my strategy is to try to drive even more traffic to my YouTube channel from other places. And I've got 3 other places that I'm using right now. Well, actually only 2. And the 2 are Instagram and TikTok. The 3rd is YouTube Shorts. Okay, so what I do is I will create short form content from my long form content, right? I'll take snippets or clips out of my long form videos and create YouTube Shorts, right? Vertical. So I just basically chop off the sides of my horizontal video. And then when I make one of those, I upload it to all 3 places. YouTube for YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok for TikToks. And I make sure they're all under a minute. I think YouTube can be longer than a minute, and I think TikToks can be longer than a minute, but I think Instagram has to be shorter than a minute. So because of that, I make sure I don't want to make it 3 different times, so I just make it all less than a minute. And the reality is, when people are watching those videos, for the most part, their attention spans are shorter. They're in the mode of flipping up, going through these videos. Very rarely will they want to stop and watch a 3-minute short form video, right? So mine are typically 20 to 40 seconds long, typically, is what I do. But I always shoot horizontally. I say always. Last summer, I did make some shorts that were like they were not taken from my long form videos, and I just shot them vertically. And I put them on, again, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I might not have put them on TikTok at the time, but anyway. But it really depends on your situation and what you're trying to do. There are people who use TikTok or Instagram as their main channel, and their main thing is making shorts or reels or TikToks, right? That's not my main thing. So that's why I just use those other platforms to drive traffic to YouTube. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Makes sense. Thank you very much. No problem. Anaholic says, Rob, do you use focus breathing compensation on your camera? Whew, no idea. Focus breathing compensation. I don't even know what that is. I'm sorry. That's right over top of my head. I don't know. I only know about 10% of what, or if that, of what my camera can do. I know it can do a lot more than I'm asking it to do. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I've never even heard of that. Focus breathing compensation. Sounds complicated. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you. Awesome. 40 of you have liked it. That's great. Thank you very much. Why don't we check in on, actually, we're after 4, aren't we? That's okay. Let me just do a quick little check-in to see how we're doing on the, it disappeared again. Where are we at? The over 40 video, 158 views the last hour. This live stream, 114, 355 views total so far. That's awesome. Where are we at live? We got 46 people still watching. Amazing, guys. That's staying pretty flat between, say, 43 and looks to be over 50. That's awesome. And, oh, what do we got here? Ron Hoffman. Thank you very much for Super Chat. Ron Hoffman, thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it. Says, you were my inspiration to start uploading videos to YouTube. I started about a month ago. Thank you for all the great content. Awesome. Oh, sorry, not Ron. Rom. Awesome, Rom. Thank you very much. And good luck to you. Keep going. I hope you're having fun with it. And laugh at yourself. And good luck to your channel. So where are we at now? We got the secret to making your audience love you. 566 views, 57 in the last hour. What's going on? 174 views. So yeah, not as much as I thought it might, but that's fine. 46. See, again, I don't usually post 2 videos in the same day. So that in itself is kind of an experiment too. I got 2 videos and 2 shorts posted on the same day. So yeah, we'll see how all that shakes out. I am going to come out with one more video tomorrow as well. Oh, where am I going here? Let's just turn that off for a bit. Yeah, so the behind the scenes video is going to come out tomorrow. Show you how I made this morning's video. Dan Frankel says, I thought that Camtasia can only edit in 1080, yet you say that you are uploading in 4K. Yeah, I'm using Camtasia to edit in 4K. Absolutely. Now, it used to be harder. It's better at it now than it was. So I have the latest Camtasia 2024, and they're actually coming out with another version in 2025. Sorry, they're coming out with the 2025 version like next month, I think, like October. That coincides with them going fully to the subscription model. I think until they come out with that, you can still get purchase a license as opposed to paying annually. Yeah, incidentally, if anybody is looking to upgrade or get Camtasia for the first time, if you use the link that I have in my description below, you'll get an extra 10% off of that. Okay, whether it's the paid version, the licensed version or the subscription, they both work the same way. It's the same software. It's just a matter of how they track what kind of a customer you are. Subscription paying or purchase at once. But yeah, I do know I used to not be able to make 4K videos with Camtasia back when it was the 2022 version. It had trouble with it, but it's much better at it now. So there you go. Fun. LOL. Your start equipment costs to create and upload YouTube videos. If you're just starting out, then all you need is a phone. And if you already have a phone, then the cost is $0. You don't need anything. You can use the free version of Canva to create thumbnails. You can use CapCut, the free version of that, to edit your videos, or iMovie if you're on a Mac. That's free to edit your videos. And that's it. So really, you don't need anything to start if you have a phone. You need a camera, right? So if you have a phone that has a camera in it, theoretically, that's all you need to start. And then if you start making money with it, you can use some of that money to upgrade equipment if you want better looking video, better audio, and so on, stuff like that. Anaholic says, you can watch Rob the Maritimer all day long, but it is not a substitution to real practice. You don't learn how to drive a car from a paper manual. You have to practice to become good. 100% agree with you there, Anaholics. Absolutely correct. You have to practice. Oh, and Lee says 2021 and newer versions do. Okay, so that's when it was, 2021 for 4K. Hello, Danny. How you doing? You have a really great channel, Rob. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Glad you like it. Adam says, thank you for not using the AI narration. I just cannot follow those channels that use an AI voice. I 100% agree with you. Having said that, I think they're going to get better. But even if the AI voices get better, even if they got perfect, right? I still think you should use your own voice. I really do. Even if you think you have an accent that's different than who you think your audience wants to hear, it's just something that makes you more personable, right? And it helps build a connection with your audience if you use your real voice, right? If I was a robot with a robot voice, am I really going to make a connection with people? Maybe with some, but not as easily and not with as many people as if you use your real face, your real voice. Even when the avatars and the AI voices get perfect, I'm still a big believer in just using your own voice. If you want to build a business or a channel or a hobby or YouTube, if you want to build, if you want to grow, that's an easy way, not easy, but easier way to grow is by using yourself as your brand. Okay? Yourself meaning your face, your voice, you. Jamel, hello Jamel, how you doing? You've been a major motivation to start a channel. I'm almost there, but still terrified. I feel I need a better background. I feel I lack expertise in anything relevant. I'm 46. Any advice? Yes, I will give you some advice. So I thought exactly the same way you're thinking right now. You are me 3 years ago. I thought I needed a better background. I thought I needed to be able to build a green screen. I thought I needed better lights in the background and stuff. And I did. I spent money. I bought lights. I bought a better camera, a lens, monitors, and I wanted to be able to live stream like this. So if you want to live stream like this, then yeah, you do kind of need multiple monitors. Probably 2 you could get away with. But anyways, I went through the same thing. And but looking back, none of the stuff that I bought contributed or were the main factors in the success of my channel thus far. Okay, it was an idea and a video, and it was simple, right? It really and it was me being personable. It was the least edited video I'd ever made, and it was the one that blew up the most. People want to see authentic people. People want to build connections with people. Yeah, so because of that, don't worry too much about what's in your background. It doesn't matter. If you're talking to the camera, people are looking at you, not so much the background. I mean, sure, a little bit, but the best thing you could do for your background, I mean, I suppose you can make it interesting, but make it contrast from you, like make it different than you, so you kind of pop off the screen and are easier to see. Yeah, so just try not to worry about it and just go, press record. What does Sean Cannell at Think Media say? You got to just press record. Can't tell you how many of his videos I've watched. He's been a big help to me over the years. Yeah, so you got to, it's true what he says. You got to just press record and film yourself and upload it and then watch it. Pretend like you're somebody else watching your own video and try to see where you could do better and then do better next time. Right? So it's as simple as that. That's my advice. The Spiritist, hello, how you doing? Says, thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad you liked it. Adam says, why are Canadians so darn nice? I don't know. We're not all that nice. We're not all as nice as I am. I follow many interesting YouTubers, and they happen to be from Canada. Much respect. You have a calm confidence and are very welcoming. You're going to make me blush. Thanks, Adam. I'm glad you like my videos. Much appreciated. Yeah, I don't know. I find it easier to be nice than to be mean. How's that? I wish everybody thought that way, but not everybody does. Oh well. Thanks for the live. Always learn something. Go Creators Cove. Yep. Yes, Lee, I'll see you in Creators Cove. I think I better draw the line there, guys. It's I'm 15 minutes over. Thank you once again for stopping by. What's coming up? So yeah, I'm going away this week. I'm going to Michigan, which is where Lee's from, to watch some football. I'll be back on Monday. So I'm going to make another video. I'll try to have a video go out while I'm gone. So I'll finish editing the one that's going out tomorrow, but then I think I'll try to have another one go out maybe Friday, and then maybe even try to have one for Monday. We'll see how it goes. But again, thanks all for stopping by. Look for that video tomorrow. I'm interested to see if you like it or not. It's a little bit longer, but it kind of explains everything and a whole bunch of different scenes, so it's different than the videos I've been making lately. Yeah, I will see you in next week's live stream, next Tuesday, same time, same place. And with that said, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and great weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.